Lorenzo. Tell me about your bass.
What do you want to know?
Why is the Hofner such a particularly important instrument to you?
This is not the first one I started off with. When I first started, I had a Fender Stratocaster. It was a Squire series. And I remember when I was going to blues jams, you had some musicians who were like kind of show-offish and stuff like that. And they used to walk up to me, and then they would look at the bass, and they're all, oh, it's a Squire series, and then they would turn around and walk off. I was like, whatever. but that's the one I had. I had that for 4 years when I first started playing. That was the only one I had. I had it for 4 years. And then after a while, I wanted to change. I wanted another bass guitar, and I considered other ones, but I always was a little curious about the Hofner anyway. To me, this one stands out. It just does. There's a lot of greatness to this, and again, I've said it before, but I understand. Well, I think I understand why Paul McCartney likes to play it so much. It's very attractive. It's very light, and you can create a heavy sound with it nonetheless. And just other things, it's just nice looking. But I think the left-handed one stands out a little more than the right-handed one. The right-handed was kind of ordinary looking, I think. But when I got this, at first I was not going to get the Hofner because I didn't want people thinking that I was trying to be like Paul McCartney, which I'm not. And a drummer I knew, Adolfo, he contacted me, and so he said, no, just go ahead and get it. It's a nice bass, and don't worry about what anybody thinks about it. So I went on and got it. I've had it ever since. I retired the Fender. I retired that one, I signed it and all that. So I got this one. So I hope that's close enough an answer with all that talking I was doing. My connection to reggae music and Jamaican culture, my father is from Kingston, Jamaica. He came from a family of four. He's the oldest of four children. And his mother was from Panama. She came from a small town called La Boca, Panama. La Boca is an area, it neighbors Balboa, and right there is where the entrance to what used to be the Canal Zone. That's where it is. In fact, it's close to the Bridge of the Americas in Panama. My grandmother was from there. She later relocated to Jamaica when she was a young girl. And then my grandfather is from Jamaica, so they got together and got married and had a family. So my father's the oldest of four. They came from an area called Whitfield Town. Whitfield Town is an area, it's in Kingston. It's a very small town. It's near Jonestown, and on the other side of Maxfield Avenue, you have what they call Trenchtown. Now, Trenchtown, it never really was an attractive sounding name to me because of the reason why there's a trench that goes through there. That's why it's called Trenchtown. I really don't know a great deal. I know that they lived along Wellington Road in Whitfield Town. It so happened that they came from the same area as a lot of these other reggae artists came from. I remember hearing that my father went to school with Owen Gray. I know that they knew John Holtz. In fact, he and my uncle were childhood buddies. They also they knew a singer named Dobby Dobson who lived right in the same area. So I think they knew about 4 or 5 different people who became international reggae singing artists. I would be the one to go into any of that. They probably couldn't do it, but that doesn't matter. I just take what I know and I share it. September 1959 was when they all came, and they didn't know anybody, didn't know anyone at all. In fact, what I remember reading and hearing, September 1959, some songs that were current were songs like I'm Gonna Get Married by Lloyd Price, What I'd Say by Ray Charles, You Better Know It by Jackie Wilson, A Hunk of Love by Elvis Presley. He was in service at the time, they released that recording. And then Shout by the Isley Brothers, and a bunch of other songs. These were songs that were current when they came to the United States. So they, meaning the children, they were all born in the 1940s, except the youngest one, he was 1950. They all came to the United States in 1959. My grandmother came first. She made the way for them to come. She later sent for them, and the most I know is that she beat a lot of odds. A lot of people thought it was impossible, but conditions were not very pleasant. Myself, I never visited that area. We were never taken there. I was never taken there, but I just learned a few things over the years by just hearing everyone talk as well as eavesdropping. The way I came into Dread Daze was around March 2017. There was an opening for a bass player, and I knew Nahashi. I'd known him for about 4 years prior. We had a delivery driver with somebody, so he contacted me, and I went on and took the position. So they had a show at the House of Blues in West Hollywood. It was the 2013 show. So I had known Nahashi for a few months by that time, and he told me about the show. So I decided to see them. He was the only one I knew. I didn't know the other band members. I didn't get acquainted with them until I actually came in physically. But when I saw them, I liked the sound, I liked the songs that they played, and it's strange, but at that moment when I saw them, I actually visualized myself playing with them at some point. But I just thought it was nothing more than a vision at that time. And they had a 2014 show. I didn't make that one, but I later saw that one, and I had the same feeling. Well, so much can be said in so many minutes, but as always, thanks for tuning in. Just keep watching us. There's more things to see.